In 2015, a team of Japanese researchers published a paper in the journal Science that produced findings that surprised both the scientific community and the general public. They measured oxytocin levels in dogs and their owners during a shared interaction and found something remarkable. When dogs and their owners engaged in prolonged mutual eye contact, both species showed significant oxytocin elevation. Not just the humans, the dogs as well. This mutual oxytocin loop, human looking at dog, dog looking back at human, both producing oxytocin in response to the mutual gaze, appears to be the result of thousands of years of coevolution between humans and domestic dogs. The human-dog bond has been so deeply integrated into the neurobiology of both species that the specific social bonding mechanism of mutual gaze has been adopted across species. The brain does not distinguish between species when it registers genuine social connection. The oxytocin produced during human-dog eye contact is physiologically equivalent to the oxytocin produced during human-human social connection. The vagal tone activation, the BDNF elevation, the cortisol reduction, all of the social connection neurobiology occurs through the same mechanisms. And this is only the beginning of the neuroscience of human-animal interaction. Research has documented that simply petting a dog or cat for 10 minutes produces measurable cortisol reductions, with one study finding a 37% reduction in salivary cortisol after 10 minutes of petting a dog. Research on service dogs with combat veterans has found reductions in PTSD symptoms, cortisol levels, and inflammatory markers from regular dog interaction that rival pharmaceutical interventions. And longitudinal research following older adults over years has found that pet owners show significantly slower cognitive decline than non-owners, with dog owners showing the strongest protective effects. The biology of human-animal bonding is serious neuroscience, and by the end of this video, you will understand it precisely and have a practical protocol for capturing its brain health benefits regardless of whether you currently own a pet. Let's establish the specific neurobiological mechanisms through which genuine human-animal interaction produces its brain health effects. The first mechanism is the oxytocin pathway, which we've established as a primary driver of vagal tone, BDNF, and cortisol reduction. The mutual gaze mechanism documented in the Science study produces oxytocin through the same social bonding neural circuits activated by human-human mutual gaze. And research has found that other forms of human-animal interaction, physical touch, play, vocalization, also produce oxytocin elevation through the same pathways. For adults over 50 whose human social networks have contracted, animal companionship provides ongoing oxytocin activation that partially compensates. The second mechanism is the cortisol reduction from animal presence. The mere presence of a familiar animal reduces cortisol in its human companion. The mechanism involves the sense of unconditional acceptance. Animals respond to their humans without the social evaluation and judgment that human interactions involve. This absence of social evaluation activates the parasympathetic nervous system and reduces the threat detection vigilance that drives cortisol elevation. For adults over 50 experiencing social comparison anxiety, animal companionship provides a pure social connection experience without the evaluation component. The third mechanism is routine and structure, particularly relevant for retired adults who have lost the daily routine that professional life provided. The daily requirements of pet care, feeding, walking, grooming, impose a purposeful daily structure protective against cognitive aging. Research found that dog ownership specifically produces more robust cognitive protection, attributed to the walking requirement, which provides daily physical activity. Dog owners walk more than non-owners. The social accountability of a dog's need for walks produces the behavioral consistency most protective for health. One of the most important mechanisms through which animal companionship protects cognitive health is how it addresses loneliness, without requiring the reciprocal social vulnerability that human relationships involve. Loneliness produces cortisol elevation, neuroinflammation, and accelerated cognitive aging through the social threat response. The social threat response activates when the brain perceives inadequate social connection, care, and social safety. Human relationships require vulnerability, effort, and the risk of rejection or disappointment. For some, this effort can be challenging. Animal companionship provides social connection that requires none of this vulnerability. The unconditional positive regard of a pet activates social safety neurobiology. A pet's consistent affection, regardless of mood or status, reminds the brain it is not alone and that belonging is present. Research found that animal companionship reduces loneliness to a degree comparable to human social interventions, providing significant cognitive protection. The animal is filling the basic social safety need that prevents the most destructive consequences of social isolation. Let's establish the specific longitudinal evidence for pet ownership's cognitive protection in adults over 50. The Journal of Aging and Health study found that pet owners aged 50 to 79 showed significantly slower cognitive decline over a 6-year period. This held true across multiple cognitive domains compared to non-owners, after controlling for social connection, physical activity, and health status variables. The cognitive protection was independent of these factors, suggesting that pet ownership has specific brain health effects beyond general healthy behaviors. A separate analysis from the Health and Retirement Study found pet ownership was specifically protective against cognitive decline associated with living alone. Living alone without a pet was associated with significantly faster cognitive decline than living alone with a pet or living with other humans. Animal companionship specifically compensated for the cognitive risks of social isolation, providing a vital layer of mental protection. Research on animal-assisted intervention has found consistent improvements in cognitive function, mood, and social engagement in older adults with cognitive impairment. These clinical results confirm that the neurobiological mechanisms are clinically meaningful, not just statistically significant in population studies. The dementia prevention data is particularly compelling. Research found that long-term pet ownership was associated with significantly reduced risk of dementia. Specifically, dog ownership lasting 5 years or more in adults over 65 showed effects that persisted after controlling for physical activity. The 40% reduced dementia risk in long-term dog owners is among the largest lifestyle factor effects documented in prevention research. The Animal Interaction Protocol has 3 tiers: accommodating adults who own pets, adults who do not own pets but have access to animals, and adults who want to access animal interaction benefits without pet ownership. Tier 1, pet ownership, maximizing the cognitive protection. For adults who own pets, the research guidance for maximizing cognitive protection is specific. Dog ownership provides the most robust cognitive protection. This is primarily through the daily walking requirement, the routine and structure it imposes, and the active engagement and play that dogs require. If you own a dog, the daily walking practice is not just brain health through BDNF and cardiovascular mechanisms. It is also animal bonding through the shared walking experience, outdoor nature exposure, and the social interaction with other dog owners. Maximize the mutual gaze and physical bonding, the mechanisms most directly producing oxytocin elevation. Deliberate eye contact with your pet is essential. Physical touch and petting, play interaction. These are the specific behaviors that activate the human-animal bonding neurobiology most potently. 5 minutes of deliberate bonding interaction in the morning and evening provides the oxytocin activation that drives cortisol reduction and BDNF elevation. Tier 2. Regular animal interaction. Without pet ownership. For adults who do not own pets, regular structured access can provide meaningful neurobiological benefits. Dog walking for neighbors or friends. Voluntary dog walking provides the same walking, outdoor, and animal bonding benefits as dog ownership. Animal-assisted activity programs, volunteering with animal shelters or therapy programs, provide structured interaction with additional social engagement. And purpose activation. Visiting nature environments with wildlife, parks with ducks or birds, provides lower-level animal interaction that still activates some of the nature-animal neurobiology. Tier 3, for adults unable to have or access animals. Research has found that even watching videos of animals produces modest cortisol reduction. While this is significantly less potent than genuine animal interaction, it provides accessible partial activation of the human-animal bonding neurobiology. Animal interaction connects to the complete brain health system through the oxytocin, cortisol, BDNF, social connection, nature, and purpose threads. Animals and oxytocin. Human social connection produces oxytocin through human mutual gaze and bonding. Animal companionship produces oxytocin through the same neural circuits activated by the mutual gaze mechanism documented in the science study. Two independent oxytocin sources, additive in their vagal tone, BDNF, and cortisol benefits. Animals and social connection. Human social connection provides the deepest neurobiological benefits, but requires vulnerability and effort. Animal companionship provides basic social safety activation without evaluation, filling the social baseline that prevents loneliness biology while human social investments are being developed. Animals and nature. Dog walking combines physical activity, animal bonding, and outdoor nature exposure in a single daily practice, activating the BDNF, cardiovascular, circadian, and restorative nature mechanisms simultaneously. Dog walking is one of the most efficient brain health activities available precisely because of its multi-mechanism nature. Animals and purpose. Pet care provides daily purpose, the routine of feeding, care, and attention that gives structure to days. For adults navigating the role transitions of retirement, pet ownership provides a continuing framework of needed, purposeful daily activity. Here is your specific action plan for this week. If you own a pet, deliberately invest 5 minutes morning and evening in bonding interaction, eye contact, physical touch, play. The neurobiology activates specifically through these interactions, not just through the animal's presence. If you do not own a pet, identify one animal interaction opportunity available to you this week. Dog walking for a neighbor, an animal shelter visit, a nature walk where wildlife is present. The brain health benefits begin with the first genuine interaction. Next week on Neurovitality, after 50, we are going into one of the most surprising and most immediately actionable brain health discoveries, the specific cognitive impact of handwriting, and why research confirms that writing by hand produces measurably different and superior brain activation compared to typing, with specific benefits for memory encoding and neural network integration that keyboard input cannot replicate. Subscribe now. Turn on notifications. Share this with someone whose pet is doing more for their brain than they realize. Thank you for being here. Stay sharp, stay bonded, stay vital. I will see you next week.